Hi, it's me again. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that's been bothering me for a while, the world economy. Just kidding, we are going to discuss a topic that is brought up frequently, particularly by K-pop stans. Are idol songs purely performative? If you're unfamiliar with the term performative, it refers to the utilization of a significant topic by someone who doesn't care or believes in it to get fame and attention. In this case, feminism. Today, I'll be discussing in depth why and how I-DLE is among the most significant groups that genuinely and accurately promote feminism and female empowerment. While it's true that people shouldn't care about what others say online, there's nothing worse than seeing someone propagate false information about others, especially about such an important topic. I am not here to say you must like I-DLE and their songs, but it's intolerable to see the dissemination of opinions as the absolute truth. There's a huge difference between what you think and what is the truth. Okay, no more yapping. Let's go. Let's first talk about their concept. I-DLE does not have a specific concept, however. All of their songs explore themes of self-love, empowerment, and self-acceptance, depicting symbolism through conceptual lyrics and visuals. I-DLE has always stood out for their direct involvement in their music, especially with Soyeon, Minnie, and Yuqi writing and producing. Soyeon, in particular, has always picked and chosen everything that goes into their albums and songs. For example, during the I-FEEL era, Soyeon designed a queen card box set entirely by herself containing a pouch to fit menstrual pads and gifted it to various women. Many say that I-DLE started with the female empowerment concept after Soojin left to garner attention because they wouldn't be able to survive a scandal otherwise. This is an exceptionally wrong thing to say, as I-DLE has been actively fighting for female empowerment since day one. Let me show you. If you go to I-DLE's debut album, I Am, and check the lyrics of the songs, you're going to see that most songs talk about somewhat being confident in yourself. The ones that don't touch on the topic are because they are melancholic ones. This only grew once the members also did. Their first comeback touched on a heavy aspect, the female rage after a breakup while standing their ground. They kept doing it until the biggest examples of all, Oh My God and Lion, were released. These are strictly feminist songs, which were released during a big survival show. South Korea is not acceptant of feminism or any of its forms easily, and choosing to release these songs during such a time, knowing the repercussions it could cause, is crazy. When I speak like that, you can't grasp how important and big these seemingly small actions may be. It is quite unbelievable for a group to debut like this. They have never been afraid to explore sensitive and hard topics, whether they are social ones or just something they are going through. They have very few songs that don't touch on heavy subjects, and for any group to grow so big upon this is simply absurd. The biggest examples of their bravery are the full albums I Never Die and 2, where all tracks are about social issues one can face or a feeling they are going through internally. This is all in theory. Let me show you in real life how they do that. To do that, I will talk about the members' lyricism separately. All of her songs tend to talk about social issues or what one can go through daily. Soyeon is extremely detailed in her songs, and while she uses her songwriting to express intense emotions and weave vivid stories, she utilizes her knowledge of music production to elicit the messages she wants to convey, even if a listener doesn't speak the same language. For Soyeon, the most important thing is to deliver the message, regardless of any barriers. Take a look at her song Psycho, for instance. The song talks about setting a trap for her ex-boyfriend. If you don't speak Korean, you have no idea what she said. However, the way the song weaves between painfully slow verses and erratic, almost panicky raps mimics the moment one gets caught in a trap. Now that you know this, you can check her songs and notice how she always does this. Always. She is also the boldest among the members who write, always directly addressing the problems presented straightly. Take, for instance, their song Revenge from I-DLE's second full album, 2. The song not only talks, but also explicitly shows their revenge on someone who made them suffer from domestic violence and abuse. This someone is specifically a man. Do I even need to say anything else? This fearlessness has been within her since the beginning. She didn't start doing it for the sake of the trends. Despite growing up in a family of musicians, Minnie only started producing and songwriting in 2018 and has now written multiple songs for I-DLE. While Minnie tends to focus more on feelings and the emotions one faces, it doesn't make her any less bold compared to Soyeon and Yuqi. She uses words that are just as intricate as the ones Soyeon, a native Korean speaker, uses, but just like I said, mostly directed to feelings. Take a look at the rap she created for Soyeon and their song Change. There aren't crazy difficult words here, but her writing is extremely elaborate. Many rhymes and similar words to describe a feeling, yet it doesn't feel boring at all. Yuqi is super authentic in her writing. Her lyrics tend to center on her beliefs and often tends to be exaggerated. She usually shows a lot of her knowledge in Korean while writing, so there are many deep, double meanings in her songs. Take a look at the song Dark X-File. The song talks about being so deep in love with something and someone that it becomes dark. It is a metaphor for their lives as celebrities. Their passion became dark due to some circumstances. The lyrics even mention drugs and fake acting. I explained all of this to convey the point that, despite the variations in their writing, not a single one of them is in any way shallow. I can guarantee that they wouldn't write this deeply and dedicate this much time if they were. If all they wanted to do was create hit songs with performative subjects, they would pick trending topics and sounds, rather than using ones that have chances of causing backlash to them. I obviously can't talk about all songs here, so I will recommend you to check out my breakdowns on I-DLE songs, as the translations on music platforms aren't accurate. There are only a few right now, so you can watch it all while doing something else like cleaning your room or building a house. Let's talk about the context where I-DLE songs are inserted: South Korea. First, let me clarify that what I am about to state here are facts and statistics. I am not asking for your opinion on this matter, as it's not something that can be diverged. Due to its history of a monarchical government, strict hierarchical social divisions, and patriarchal family structure, Korean society has maintained social structures that justify unfair social treatment of women. This societal pattern still exists, and it's not subtle at all. Korean men target, swear, and make fun of any woman who slightly expresses endorsement of feminism. There was even a local politician's comments connecting a rise in male suicide attempts to women being in the workforce as part of the feminist awakening in South Korea. Recently, there have been spur of street interview videos. I'm going to show you two opposite ones so you can see what I mean here. First, take a look at this foreign woman talking about Korean laws.
What advice would you give to someone that would like to move to Korea or abroad based on your personal experience?
The law is not with women in Korea. It's always with men. I'm a lawyer, that's why I'm saying this, because I know the law in Korea. So the law is not with the women, it's with the men. If you do a lot of mistakes and he do one, you are not the same. You are the mistaken one. If he do a lot of mistakes and you do one mistake, you are same. And that's not fair.
Now look at this Korean man sharing his thoughts.
떠오르는 단어를 말씀해 주세요. 페미니스트,
정신병,
남자,
증명,
여자,
보호대상,
여성 혐오자.
현실주의자.
See, it's not something I am making up to prove a point. It's the truth. Hostility towards feminism has often resulted in many South Korean celebrities being met with backlash for expressing even the smallest amount of support for the feminist movement. If you have been in K-pop for long enough, you probably remember when Red Velvet Irene was flooded with hate across social media from angry fans after saying she had read a feminist novel. This aggressiveness towards even the slightest association with feminism shows the prevalence of hate towards the topic within South Korean society. There is still a lack of support for the feminist movement throughout South Korea. Many continue to label feminists as pathological or crazy and suggest that feminism is synonymous with chauvinism, under the belief that women are no longer being discriminated against. See how much criticism one may receive for voicing even a small amount of support for female empowerment or feminism? It is inconceivable for someone to willingly step into this society to try to the charts with the possibility of facing extreme criticism. Now let's talk about the girls' values and principles. I-DLE is very transparent and open about their values and beliefs, displacing the idol image the industry projects onto them and portraying nothing but themselves on screen. I will focus on specific things they have said and done that make it crystal clear that they are not creating songs for the sake of doing so. Shuhua has numerous times stood up for herself, and others, going as far as talking about the impossible beauty standards that exist in the industry. For this video, I want to highlight the time when she defended various women who were victims of sexual assault on Weibo, the biggest Chinese platform. Soyeon has spoken multiple times about the double standards in the K-pop industry. When she first debuted, she gave an interview expressing her wish to see more women producing in K-pop as it's an enjoyable activity. She also said that when she said she wanted to do so herself, people said she shouldn't do it because all idol producers were men, so she wondered why that would matter. Yuqi is very proud of herself and always stands up to people who disrespect her. When she first debuted, she had to work part-time because she didn't get any money from her parents. Once, a man made fun of her and said he'd be ashamed to work part-time. She talked about this issue on TV and said she would never be ashamed of herself, and unlike him, was proud to be working instead of depending on her parents. Minnie has multiple times encouraged young women throughout her career. However, there was one time, during an exclusive interview, when she specifically talked about women's empowerment. In the interview, she said that her biggest inspiration is her mother, who always supports her no matter what. She concluded by stating that we should reflect more on the inspiring women we meet daily, such as our moms, grandmas, and more. Miyeon has shared her mindset many times throughout her career. Recently, she shared her thoughts on hate comments, where she stated, "Nowadays, people have eagle eyes. If I sing a song and my voice cracks, they will notice it and say that I can't sing. I admit my mistake. I can rationalize it myself too. As a human, someone can like or dislike someone for no reason, especially due to the nature of being a celebrity." I will include Soojin as a side note because she may have done one of the biggest things ever in K-pop, coming back to the industry after a major scandal. By doing so, she defied way more than just the industry, but also everyone's perspective on prejudice and hatred. Her passion was bigger than any twisted narrative people may have of her. These are just small examples that display their value values, but they have done and said much more than I could ever include here. The repercussions of this mindset, analyzed with microlens by the K-pop industry and South Korean society, could cause an enormous amount of hate. Yet, they have never stopped or changed their values to fit the standard. People, particularly K-pop fans, frequently argue that it is hypocritical for them to speak out on these issues because they either do not directly face any of them or get around it constantly. This makes no sense at all. There's nothing hypocritical or wrong about people speaking out on problems even if they don't face it, or even if they are somewhat a part of it. Someone could talk about being happy while they are sad. It doesn't make their statement any less true. The internet is awful. Yeah, we all know that. But why do people insist on calling I-DLE a performative group? The truth is ignorance. K-pop stans have a superiority complex where they think they know absolutely everything, but they don't. The big factor in this case may be the not knowing how to speak Korean and their shallow knowledge of South Korea, which is boosted by fiction. All lyrics written by the girls are very objective. You don't need to be a genius to understand it. However, they are in Korean. Most stans don't care about lyrics. They want to know about numbers, charts, etc. Therefore, they don't want to understand what is being said or depicted. They will understand whatever fits their narrative. They use ignorance as something good to promote hate. And nowadays, oblivion is well seen, so people will just join them. You can see how true this is by the very simple fact that there isn't a single Korean or Korean speaker criticizing I-DLE concept or lyricism. The truth is that Soyeon could right now write Don Quixote, and people would still talk ill. Jealousy, aggression, low self-esteem, and a need for social validation can also drive individuals to hate others for no reason. A person who chronically compares themselves to others and harbors feelings of inadequacy or resentment may find solace in putting others down. Momentarily giving a false sense of superiority, stans will want to see idols doing well, but never better than their favorite artists. I-DLE concept and lyricism are unique, something I particularly don't see anyone else doing. In this sense, people have to find a way to attack them, and that is through something they can easily twist and bend: the girls' values. Again, it's obvious that the internet will always find something to hate and criticize. That's what keeps it moving. However, a line must be drawn. Before wrapping things up, let me talk about them again. Yes, the best K-pop store in the world, K-pop Planet. K-pop Planet is an online K-pop store based in Seoul, South Korea. They sell everything about K-pop: albums, photo cards, merchandise, and much more. What sets them apart is that they sell albums with photo card sets with pre-order benefits from any store, as well as sets separately. Their prices are really great, but if you use my code WOO5, you can get an even better deal. This time, the code guarantees you a discount on all products of the store. You can use the link in the description box, and the discount will be automatically applied when you check out, or you can type the code when you check out. I will leave links and any information you may need in the description box. Thank you, K-pop Planet, for sponsoring today's video. Well, that's it for today. I'm sorry if things were too redundant or boring. It is a somewhat repetitious topic, as a few people only understand things when you present them explicitly. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to share your opinions here. I'd love to hear them out. A like, comment, and subscription are always appreciated. See you next time.